What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City live stream, where today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Man City's away game against Fulham in the Premier League. So before I do crack on with this live watch along, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Now less than 800 subs away from my aim of 48,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. We're aiming for 100 likes. Already making a good way to our target. We're, a quarter of the way there already. So 75 likes to go. Any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget as well, if you're watching this after the game, then get your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're tuning in right now, then welcome. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for tuning in, getting some early score predictions in, going 4-1 to Manchester City. Mawaka, thanks for tuning in, going with a 3-0 win for Manchester City. Adam, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Says bear time. Come on, let's get the likes up too. He wants to see 115 likes, which would be great. Adam going with a 3-0 victory today for Manchester City. And Corey, welcome, going with a 4-1 victory today for City. So lots of positivity in the chat. I like that. Don't forget to get your score predictions in the chat. And also don't forget as well to let me know where you are tuning in from, because, well, I'm nosy. Kevin going, not that confident, but he thinks City are going to win today, going with a 2-0 Manchester City win. So still very optimistic. I like it. I have got my poll rolling in the chat if you want to go and leave your votes. 9% of you guys thinking a Fulham win, 5% going with a draw, and 84% of you guys going with a Man City win today. So do get your votes in the poll. We'll end that poll on kickoff, so you've got roughly around 23 minutes to get your vote in. That would be much appreciated. So, team news, it's in. This is a big game. We'll speak about the context. We'll speak about the teams. We'll speak about potentially where this game could be won and lost. So we'll see what does happen. So we'll start off first by having a look at our opponents, which is Fulham. Obviously, this game taking place at Craven Cottage in the Premier League. Both sides have had a recovery time of 3 days. Bless me. We enjoy being live. But yeah, both sides have had a recovery time of less than 3 days to be prepared for this game. So that means recovery, preparation for this game, and then heading into this match in the hope that either side can pick up 3 points. So we'll see what does happen. So we'll have a look first at our opponents, which is Fulham and their team for today. So Fulham lining up today with a 4-2-3-1 formation led by manager Marco Silva. They're lining up with Leno in goal, a back four made up of Tete on the right-hand side and Sessegnon on the left-hand side. It's Andersen and Bassi as the two centre-backs. Into midfield, they've gone with Lukic, Burge and Emile Smith-Rowe. Harry Wilson goes on one side. It's Alex Iwobi given the nod on the other. And Raul Jimenez starts up top for Fulham today. Captain for Fulham today is Joachim Andersen, who is the centre-back who's going to look to try and keep Erling Haaland quiet. Always an interesting battle, actually, between Joachim Andersen and Erling Haaland. On the bench for Fulham today, you have got Lecomte, who is the backup goalkeeper. Also on the bench, you've got Cuenca, Castagna, King, Kearney, Reed, Chukwueze, Kusi, Acer, and Kevin. Just Kevin. And for Manchester City, starting 11 today, lining up with a 4-3-3 formation, City led by manager Pep Guardiola. It's Gianluigi Donnarumma starting in goal, a back four made up of Matheus Nunes, Ruben Dias, Josko Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. Midfield three made up of Nico Gonzalez, Tijjani Reijnders and Bernardo Silva, captain for Manchester City today as well. Phil Foden given the nod on the right wing, Jeremy Doku given the nod on the left wing, and Erling Haaland starts up top for City. On the bench for Man City today is Trafford, Man City's backup goalkeeper. Alongside him, you've got Khusanov, Stones, Lewis, Ait-Nouri, Ake, Cherki, Savinho, and Marmoush. Very strong bench there from Manchester City. I'm surprised not to see a little bit more rotation from City, considering we did only play 3 days ago in that game against Leeds United at the Etihad Stadium. City led by 2-0. Leeds United managed to stage a second half comeback to make it 2-2, and Man City needed a Phil Foden brace, the second of which of them goals coming in the 91st minute to win that game for Manchester City. So, very interesting. It's interesting that Phil Foden starts today, but he seems to be starting out wide rather than in midfield. So we'll see what impact that has on the game. I wonder to myself maybe if Phil Foden's going to drift more into midfield and maybe support striker Erling Haaland in a more central position, whether you might see Bernardo Silva potentially drifting out wide. We did see a little bit of Tijjani Reijnders playing on that right-hand side as well. So interesting calls made on the right-hand side, and I find it equally as interesting that you've got Savinho and Cherki, who can both play as good right wingers, both left on the bench today for Manchester City. Oscar Bobb, the other option, fit, but not even in the squad. So Man City been getting linked with wingers in the upcoming January transfer window. We'll see what does happen. Very interesting call. So I'm having a look here at the individual battles. Where are these individual battles going to be? I'm looking towards Fulham's midfield, potential 5-man midfield. Wilson one side, Iwobi on the other, Lukic, Burge and Smith Rowe going through in midfield. So there's going to be quite a bit of midfield battles going on here, and it's important that we do see big games from the likes of Nico G and Tijjani Reijnders. I'm looking towards these players trying to help grab this game by the scruff of the neck, show that there's physicality there, because I look at Fulham's midfield and I don't associate Fulham's midfield with having loads of physical presence. So it's a game where, you know, if you can dominate that midfield and show a lot of physicality in that midfield, you could potentially get Fulham pinned into their own half, which should allow Man City to be able to create numerous opportunities that, as long as we're clinical, we should be able to score goals today. As always, when Man City are playing, though, it's very important about which side's going to score first and how they're going to build on that with whomever does go to score that opening goal. Raul Jimenez, a very experienced Premier League striker, knows where the back of the net is. Could be a very interesting battle with Man City's centre-backs, in particular with Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol, because I didn't think Josko Gvardiol looked all that strong at the weekend against Leeds United. So I'm surprised to see Josko Gvardiol start today's game, in particular when Man City have got lots of good options at the back, including that of Abdukodir Khusanov and also John Stones. Nathan Ake, potentially another option as well, which again, I was expecting to see a bit of rotation here from City, like 3-4 changes from the weekend, and I was expecting to maybe see 3-4 more changes for Man City for our game at the weekend coming up against Sunderland, because really, we're at a point here of no return. This is such a big week in terms of these 3 big Premier League games that we've had. Leeds United at home, Fulham away, and Sunderland at home. I'm looking at these games, and it's got to be 9 points if we want to be challenging for the Premier League title. We picked up just about the 3 points against Leeds at the weekend, and it's just about persevering. Picking up a win here will set us in good stead. It will get us back to winning ways away from home in the Premier League after back-to-back away losses in the Premier League against Aston Villa by 1-0 and Newcastle United by 2-1. We've not won since the beginning of October away from home, and that was when we had our last trip to West London against Brentford. So it's back to a return to West London, this time with not much recovery time, less than 3 days with Man City playing Fulham here. So it's the same for Fulham as well. So we've just got to try and persevere. And I was expected to see a bit more rotation from City, because fully aware of the fixture schedule coming up for City, and it doesn't really get any easier over the next 7 days. We sacrificed that game against Bayer Leverkusen last midweek. So that means that, you know, we've got a big game coming up against Real Madrid next midweek. So I just expected to see a bit of rotation here and against Sunderland to ensure that we have a fully sharp, fully fit, first team squad ready for that big Champions League game against Real Madrid. But right now it seems Man City's priority is the going full strength for the Premier League. So I find it interesting that there's not much rotation in place today. I wonder how much rotation is going to be in place at the weekend, and I wonder if Man City are just going to think to themselves that maybe it's damage limitations for the Champions League, and maybe Man City are happy to sacrifice Champions League games and settle for a last 16 playoff spot instead and take the risk with the extra couple of games in February, knowing that we can rotate through December and January to try and keep us within touching distance of Arsenal, because at the moment, league table doesn't make for nice reading. It could have been even worse had Chelsea not taken points off Arsenal on Sunday. They have taken a point off Arsenal, or 2 points off Arsenal because they didn't win the game, so Arsenal picked up a point. So gap at the top is 5 points. Arsenal's got a superior goal difference by 3 on Manchester City, so I want to be looking at this game and I'm thinking I want to see Man City scoring goals, keeping a clean sheet, getting 3 points. That would be absolutely ideal. A win today sends us 2 points behind Arsenal, with Arsenal having a home game against Brentford, with that game not taking place until tomorrow, so we have the chance for at least 24 hours to be within 2 points of Arsenal. And it's all about, when games are coming thick and fast through December, getting some form and getting the teams above you under pressure. Only one team above City, so we've got to keep pushing to try and ensure that Arsenal are under maximum pressure, because I feel like if you put Arsenal under pressure, they'll crack. If you don't get them under pressure, I can see them potentially running away with the Premier League. So we'll see what does happen. There are some other Premier League games taking place today. You got AFC Bournemouth taking on Everton. That game also kicking off at 7:30 p.m. GMT, just like this game. At Craven Cottage, with Fulham taking on Manchester City. In 45 minutes time after the kickoff of this game between Fulham and City, you got Newcastle United taking on Tottenham Hotspur. That game kicking off at 8:15 p.m. GMT. For any of you guys interested in watching this game, the game is being broadcast live here in the UK, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports. So yeah, if you do want to watch this game, do go check out Sky Sports, where you can watch this game. We've also got games taking place in the Championship, in League One, and also the Virtu Trophy as well in England. So don't forget, guys, do leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. We're just 16 likes away from 50, so any help towards that would be great. Don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat. Tito, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Says he thinks it's the strongest 11, though Reijnders really needs to step up. I want to see more from Tijjani Reijnders. I've seen some people suggesting that he's a flop. I'm not going to suggest that he's a flop. You're not a flop at Man City until you've done at least a couple of seasons of adapting and seeing where you lie from there. Once you've done a couple of seasons, if you're still really struggling, then you can start to talk about that word flop. At the moment, when you're dealing with Pep Guardiola, you're dealing with Man City, you're dealing with different leagues, different cultures, etc., etc. It's hard to adapt, and it's going to take a bit of time. And I'm not just talking weeks or months, because Tijjani Reijnders, in the grand scheme of things, he's been a Man City player for 6 months. It's just not a lot of time, and I'm sure that in the next 6 months, his next 6 months will be much stronger for Tijjani Reijnders, and if he can have a good second half of the season, he's got something to really build upon to solidify himself as a good, solid central midfielder for Manchester City, which I'm sure that he will be, because he's a fantastic player. So we'll see. It's all about City trying to find the best way to get the most out of Tijjani Reijnders, and also Tijjani Reijnders finding a way to be able to up his game to ensure that he's getting regular game time, because as you've seen from various unhappy players this week, that, you know, players at the end of the day, they want to be playing on a regular basis, picking up regular starts and getting regular minutes. And a lot of Man City's players are international players. A lot of these international teams are off to the World Cup in the summer, and these players want to be playing on a regular basis to ensure that they are on the plane to the World Cup in the summer, that they are making the starting 11 for their country, and they are playing in the World Cup as well, which is why you're seeing maybe 3 or 4 players at Man City just expressing their concern about a lack of minutes and potentially contemplating their future, which is what we've seen from Nathan Ake. We need to sort out the future of John Stones with his contract up next summer. We need clarity from Bernardo Silva, though everything seems to be pointing towards Bernardo Silva leaving Man City next summer because his contract does expire. And Bernardo Silva said he's already made his decision, which I'm pretty confident that decision's going to be that he's going to leave Man City at the end of this season. So I'm looking towards the other players who are potentially unhappy, and we've seen some reports coming out over the last couple of days, seemingly suggesting Stefan Ortega. No surprise. He's been linked with the exit door, unhappy at Man City, wants to be part of Germany's squad that goes to the World Cup. So he wants to leave in January. And I think the biggest call and the biggest name and the biggest player that we've seen, and this is very surprising considering we've only just brought him in, is James Trafford contemplating his future at Manchester City as well. Apparently he was under the impression that should Ederson leave, he was going to be Man City's new number one goalkeeper. He was, in the summer, happy to wait 12 months, be given his opportunities, learn from Ederson, develop, and become Man City's new number one goalkeeper from next summer onwards. However, with Ederson leaving, it's complicated things because Trafford had already been brought in by that point. With Man City deciding to go with an experienced goalkeeper, which is Gianluigi Donnarumma in this instant, which Man City brought in from PSG late in the summer transfer window. James Trafford now is looking frustrated about his lack of playing time, and he wants to try and look for a transfer away in January. Now, James Trafford has been getting linked with a move to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I don't know if they're looking towards a permanent transfer or if they're looking towards a loan transfer. What I will say is, when it comes to goalkeepers are very difficult to move on in the middle of the season because no club is looking to try and bring in a new number one unless something has seriously gone wrong, and that's either a signing that they've brought in has flopped tremendously, or they're suffering with an injury crisis and they need to go into the market to bring somebody else in. In an ideal world, you want to be addressing your goalkeeping situations. It's far easier and makes a lot more sense to do it at the end of the season for the summer transfer window than it does mid-season, because again it's going to take a little bit of time for a goalkeeper to embed themselves into the squad. Now, I would say from City's selling point of view, it makes it a difficult sale for James Trafford, in particular with City not wanting Trafford to leave. So it'd be a signing I think that City could get sorted for the summer rather than in the winter. That's a sale, by the way, in terms of the signing, rather than bringing somebody in. But in terms of City finding a replacement for James Trafford, normally I'd say it's quite straightforward. You're looking for a new number two, and what normally happens is you'll find a number two at another club and you'll bring their number two in instead, because you've already got clarity that this goalkeeper that you could bring in is happy to, be a number two rather than a number one. So for Man City, what do you do? It's even more complicated that we're running a pretty tight line when it comes to homegrown players and the homegrown quota. So losing players who are getting linked with the exit door, like Trafford, like Nathan Ake, you want to look towards replacing these players or bringing players in, then homegrown players are kind of the thing that you're looking for, which is probably explaining why Man City, in terms of wingers, when they've been looking, have been looking at homegrown wingers, which is where someone like Antoine Semenyo, with his release clause at AFC Bournemouth, would make a lot of sense. But Tottenham Hotspur are also interested as well. So this is all something that City need to be thinking about really over the next 4 or 5 weeks, because the transfer window opens in less than a month. So plenty of decisions for Hugo Viana to think about, and City, I'm sure, will want to get the ball rolling sooner rather than later to be able to get this sorted. So we'll see what does happen. Now, Task, welcome, thank you for tuning in. We do need to win this game. Looking way too far ahead of ourselves at the transfer window. We need to be thinking about this game and this game alone. Fulham aren't the most physical of sides. They do like to knock the ball around. A tidy team in possession. I've come to expect no less from a team that's been led by a quality manager like Marco Silva. And I think my only surprise really when it comes to Fulham, because I'd expect to see them a lot higher in the league table than where they are right now, which is 15th place on 17 points, 6 points clear of the relegation zone after 13 games, 5 wins, 2 draws and 6 losses. Been a little inconsistent, certainly not as consistent as they've been last season, so I'm sure Fulham, it's nothing really that a couple of wins in a row wouldn't sort out, but obviously this is going to be a difficult game for Fulham taking on Man City. It's never easy taking on Man City, in particular when Fulham's record against City just isn't very strong. I'm fairly sure I'd read before that Man City, I think, are unbeaten against Fulham in their last 18 games, and I think Fulham haven't beaten Man City in the Premier League in the last 15 games, which is very surprising when you really think about it. So it's a run that's gone on for a very long time, and I'm hoping that we're not going to jinx things. So hopefully Man City can get the job done. So players making their way into the tunnel in what is a rather unique stadium. It's a very unique football ground, Craven Cottage. I think that the players, when they're making their way out of the tunnel and the dressing rooms and everything are all situated inside of the cottage, and they've got to walk outside of the cottage through almost like an alleyway, which is where the players' tunnel is, leading from the dressing room, and then they walk out onto the pitch. So a very unique stadium, Craven Cottage, very prestigious, very old stadium as well, which I think they've started just to modernise and bring into the 21st century, going off the massive stand that they've got sitting next to the River Thames down in London. It does seem like it's rather wet down in West London today, so a greasy surface could mean that shots could be a thing to consider. Shooting on sight, keeping the ball low, brings in obviously goalkeeper making gaffes, making howlers. A greasy surface, a greasy ball means it's difficult to keep hold of. Crosses and stuff, you could end up dropping the ball. Things can happen. So it's just about, I think, City being wary of that and also trying to get that pressure onto Fulham as well. Now, I think they're doing a light show that they're just waiting to get cleared up before the players make their way onto the pitch in front of a huge Christmas tree as we do enter into December. So there they are, walking through that alleyway, being lit up by the Sky Sports lights, ready for the fireworks that we're seeing, which is Manchester City taking on Fulham away in a big Premier League game. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We are 11 likes away from 50. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here. It is free to subscribe. Social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat. And finally, do go and leave your votes on the poll. We've got nearly 50 votes in, which is fantastic. 12% going with a Fulham win, 2% with a draw, and 86% of you guys confident with a Man City win today. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be right and Man City will win this game. Davan, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Do hope you are well, my friend. As we're now just 8 likes away from 50, as the players now will shake each other's hands, make their way to their position and ready to start this game between Fulham and Manchester City. A very big game this. A win today for Man City will obviously keep us in second place, and it will keep us in second place throughout all of match day 14. More importantly, it will get us 2 points behind Arsenal, and Arsenal under some pressure ahead of a big game against Brentford for them at home, where we're at a point in the season now where anything can happen. So it's just get the pressure applied and see what happens and go from there. If we win and Arsenal win, then, so be it. It goes back to 5 points. We put the pressure onto them. They were under pressure and they've delivered. And you've just got to, each week, just keep doing that in the hope that eventually some points will be dropped by Arsenal. And I'm confident that if Man City can win every game in the Premier League between now and New Year's Day, I'm confident that Man City can be within 3 points of Arsenal. And as I've said before, I think the crucial part here for the second half of the season is just ensuring that Man City have Arsenal under pressure. Get them under pressure and I think they will crack. So we could start that this evening and picking up a big result here, a big win against Fulham. Don't let them being 15th in the table fool you. They're a very good team. They know how to play football. They'll make things happen. So we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful. Some good players for Fulham. Harry Wilson in fine form. Just won at the weekend against Spurs. I think it's back-to-back wins for them. Raul Jimenez, a good striker. Got a good defence. Lots of physicality there. Andersen. Got Bassi. Tete as well. Sessegnon in the absence of Antonee Robinson, who's missing. So, yeah. Dan Van watching from India, 1 a.m. That's extreme dedication. Are you going to stay up and watch all the game until 3 a.m.? That's real dedication. Fondal, thanks for tuning in. Do hope you are well. I'm good, thank you, my friend. How are you? And Julia, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Good evening to you. I'm hoping for an improvement from that game against Leeds. I didn't think we were too bad first half, but that second half definitely need to respond and try and make things happen. So just before we do have kickoff, don't forget, guys, do leave a thumbs up now. Just 6 likes away from 50. Don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They are in the description. Do subscribe as well. It is free to subscribe. And also don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat, including your score prediction for this game and where you are tuning in from as well. So Manchester City going to be attacking the home end first before attacking the away end in the second half. We're just waiting for kickoff in this game. I am watching once more on Now TV, so I think it's about 20 seconds behind real time, so I'd appreciate nobody spoiling it in the chat for me and others. Only the rule that we've got here on the channel is make sure that you're having a good time, as well as we do get kickoff for this game between Fulham and Man City. Man City attacking from right to left, playing in their all-black kits. Is it their away kit? I think very smart kit. Attacking from right to left as a long ball sent forward from Donnarumma, looking for Phil Foden. Wasn't the worst ball forward as Ruben Dias fends off a ball played forward by Fulham, and City can have themselves a throw-in. Fulham playing in their home shirts today, so white shirts, white shorts, and white socks. So it should be a good game. I'm not entirely sure, Dan Van, about no rotation. Obviously, we've done full rotation last midweek, so players should be fresh. I was just expecting City just to maybe shake things up a little bit. You know, 2 or 3 changes here, 2 or 3 changes there. Keeps players on their toes, keeps everything nice and fresh. Here we are. So here's Nico Gonzalez then, working the ball to the right-hand side, and a chance here for City to potentially come forward. Ruben Dias just plays a ball across to Josko Gvardiol. It's a slightly unusual kickoff time today, 7:30. That's just down to this being, I think this is the only midweek Premier League game week. Always seems to be at the beginning of December. Used to be Amazon Prime that had the broadcasting rights to these games, but Sky Sports have got it this season. So it kicks off at 7:30 just to try and utilise the amount of games that are being broadcast live. So you've got 2 games kicking off at 7:30, and then when the half-time whistle goes in this game, the next game, the third game of today, will be kicking off, which is Spurs against Newcastle. It's a good diagonal ball played across to Matheus Nunes. Here's Bernardo to Foden. He just works it now to Josko Gvardiol. Down the left-hand side finds Jeremy Doku. He plays a nice threaded ball forward, looking for Tijjani Reijnders. In the end, Bassi will get that cleared just about, and that will go out for a throw-in to Manchester City. Do you know, Fondel, I'm not all sold on Elliot Andersen. I'm not all sold on him. Good player, but the question is, does he help take Man City to the next level? There aren't many better homegrown options for City, but I hate the thought that City just sign players to fill a homegrown quota. Because otherwise you start dipping into, you know, you like to your Calvin Phillips. So, yeah. Julia, I didn't. I heard there was quite a bit of bother with the City Leeds fans, which was very unfortunate. But yeah, no, unfortunately I wasn't there. I won't be doing a live watch-along, though, for the Sunderland game. I will be at the Etihad for that match, so there won't be any live watch-along this weekend coming up. I will be at the Etihad for that one, so looking forward to it. Should be a good game of football between 2 good sides. Should be a real interesting contest, actually, because Sunderland are having a fantastic season. So 3.5 minutes here through at Craven Cottage. Fulham just struggling slightly to get out. I wouldn't rule that out, Dan Van, especially if Ake leaves. We could do with a left-footed centre-back being brought in. Last thing you want is any serious injuries to some of our senior first-team players like Josko Gvardiol and not having sufficient options to replace them. So if Ake ends up leaving, he's obviously our left-sided centre-back option. And he'd be rotated alongside Ruben Dias. And it'd probably give more minutes for John Stones as well. At the moment, in terms of injuries to our senior first team, it's not been too bad. Josko Gvardiol knocks a ball nicely over to the right-hand side. City will do well to keep that in. Here's Phil Foden, edge of the penalty area. It was kept in, by the way. Finds Doku. Doku might fancy a shot here. He does. It ping-pongs around. Headed clear by Fulham in the end. Only as far as Nico Gonzalez. Here's the other Nico O'Reilly. Back to Nico Gonzalez. City just being forced backwards from Fulham. Fulham got everyone camped inside their own half right now. As Nico G works the ball to Bernardo Silva. Here's Matheus Nunes then to Bernardo Silva. Gives the ball to Ruben Dias. City again just looking to knock this ball around through first 5 minutes, as we're now 4 liked, guys, away from 100. So any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. It is free. Here's Matheus Nunes. Oh, it's a lovely ball forward to Foden, who finds Haaland. Surely Haaland scores here. He hits the post. He hits the post. Oh, Haaland has to score there. Haaland has to score. Foden, I don't know how he misses. I'm just expecting the net to bulge and Man City go 1-0 ahead. It was a beautiful ball from Foden and Haaland should score. Very easy that for Man City to get through, and it just hits the inside of the post and comes back out. It's an unlucky miss that from Haaland, to be fair. He does everything right, opens his body up, he's just ever so slightly out, and that's a big opportunity for Man City to make their early dominance count and find the all-important opening goal. As it is, Fulham survive for now as Haaland wrestled to the ground by Bassi, and that'll be a free kick for Man City. Taylor, thanks for tuning in as well. You'd expect a player in the form that Haaland's in, and a player as good as Erling Haaland there to bury that opportunity, and you can't really afford to be squandering such good opportunities like that. So it's a bit of a frustrating miss from Haaland. Been a nice positive start this from City. That was a beautiful nearly assist from Phil Foden. Here's Matheus Nunes. Uses his pace, uses it well to get past Sessegnon. Meets the traffic again, so he has to go back. Fulham struggling to get out at the minute. Struggling to get their foot on the football as well. Here is Ruben Dias then to Matheus Nunes. Here's Bernardo. Just chips a ball into the path of Tijjani Reijnders inside the penalty area, looking to try and float a ball back across. Bassi nearly overruns that. He doesn't. He manages to get it clear, and that will be a throw-in for Man City. Here's Fulham coming forward then. First chance they've had to really touch the ball. It's a good diagonal ball played across to Harry Wilson. Josko Gvardiol doesn't quite have it covered, and the ball comes across, and in the end City can snuff that one out, but it will be a corner. And don't forget, guys, that Man City's defending on set pieces has been a bit sceptical over the last few weeks. So Fulham will fancy their opportunities may come from set play. And having players like Andersen at the back, a chance to get forward, a good quality ball into the box, and you never know what might happen. So City need to be careful. As Odin says there, nearly a classic City. You do well for 8 minutes, you create your big opportunity. Fulham have barely touched the ball, and 2 passes they're nearly in. It does concern you, doesn't it, how easy it is for teams who have very little of the ball manage to still create very good opportunities. Raul Jimenez in there. Bassi's got forward. Emile Smith-Rowe's in there. Corner's going to come in. Doesn't beat Matheus Nunes at the near post. So here comes City then looking to try and spring a little counter-attack Josko Gvardiol. Oh, he chooses not to send the ball forward under pressure from Tete. And here comes City then forward through Ruben Dias. Through 9 minutes at Craven Cottage, 0-0. Erling Haaland's already hit the post. Dodge, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I think that's a bit of a downgrade going from Marco Silva to Ange Postecoglou as Phil Foden gives the ball away there. Here's Raul Jimenez. He goes down under a challenge from Nico Gonzalez and referee deems it a foul and says free kick to Fulham. Nico pleads his innocence. Looks a free kick every day of the week for me. Is it Craig Pawson in charge of today's game? Let's have a look. Any contact? Oh, there's minimal contact. There's a little nibble with his hand on the back of the shirt of Jimenez and he's penalised. It's a bit of a weak one. I thought initially there'd been some knee-to-knee contact on the legs. But there wasn't, so that's a bit of a weak one. But it does mean Fulham have got a chance to put something in the box, and it's one of the worst passes that you'll see, and Jeremy Doku nearly picks the pocket of Harry Wilson there. Harry Wilson does very well just to get himself in front of the ball, and he's brought down. And that is a free kick for Fulham. And again, surely Fulham are going to take their opportunity this time rather than faffing with it to actually put a ball into the box. Would have been an interesting foot race that between Harry Wilson and Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku just pulls a hand out and pulls the Wilson back. So a free kick given to Fulham despite Man City having the possession there. I think Doku would have probably got dispossessed, to be fair, if he didn't foul him. So again, Fulham just having a bright spell here with the ball. That's commentator's curse because they just dink the ball forward. To no one in particular, goes harmlessly out of play for a goal kick for Man City, which Donnarumma's keen to get on with. Josko Gvardiol then for Manchester City. Plays a ball forward to Haaland. Haaland gets his flick looking for Doku. Doku protects himself. And again, Doku penalised for that on Tete. Doku looking a little frustrated in these first opening exchanges. Here's Harry Wilson. Having a good season, Harry Wilson. Playing full of confidence, you can tell. Works the ball back to Andersen. He's got options to his left. He goes back, though, to Leno. He is going to send this to the left, as Beyonce would say. Ruben Dias lets it bounce. Matheus Nunes gets that one half clear. Dave, thanks for tuning in. Do hope you're well, my friend. It has kicked off early. So weird kickoffs, where you've got 10 games taking place over the course of 3 days in midweek. I think we only have one through the season. So to fit the kickoffs in and utilise viewers, they have earlier kickoffs and later kickoffs. So they work it with, first half on here. As this is first half, you'd tune into the later kickoff for there. 15 minutes, you tune back in for this. And by the time you tune back in for this and this game's done, you can watch the second half of the other game. Right. Through 13 minutes, game's just starting to flatten out as Fulham grow more into the game and once again just left a bit frustrated by Man City. Could easily have just had the opening goal and, we're ready to go. It's a lovely interception from Nico O'Reilly and Doku looks for Tijjani Reijnders. Intercepted though by Andersen. Here is Fulham coming forward. Got options on this left-hand side. Smith Rowe tries to play his pass forward there, looking for Iwobi. Ball gets dinked into a space in the penalty area. And dealt with comfortably by Gianluigi Donnarumma. In the rain in West London. Here's Foden then to Bernardo Silva. He's up to City to up the ante a little bit here. Fulham, after conceding that early opportunity which Haaland didn't put away, have grown really nicely into this game. So been a bit of an even contest at the moment as City just continue to knock the ball around. Here's Donnarumma. Plays a pass forward to Ruben Dias. Here's Phil Foden. It's a good pass from Foden. He finds Matheus Nunes. He wants to cut inside. Finds his pass to Haaland. He leaves it for Doku. Here's O'Reilly. Put your foot through it, Nico. Put your foot through it. He takes one touch too many. One touch too many. And it gets cleared. Proper rain. Real coming down. I felt like when that ball just came across and Nico O'Reilly had it on his left foot, he should have just used his body weight, leaned to one side and just put his foot through it and put that back across goal. That was an opportunity, that. A throw in here for Fulham. Trying to send it long. City do well just to regroup and get that ball back. A combination of Nico G and Tijjani Reijnders. Here is Ruben Dias. Josko Gvardiol. All Things Football, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. As we hit 50 likes now, guys, which is fantastic. So halfway to 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Here's Nico G. Finds Phil Foden. Slips a ball in looking for Matheus Nunes. He tries to play a ball across, but a good combination of defending there from both Sessegnon and Iwobi means that Fulham could momentarily come away with it because City, through Ruben Dias, have worked the ball to the right-hand side. Matheus Nunes just chips the ball into the penalty area to no one in particular, and it's headed clear by Fulham. Here is Phil Foden. Finds Nico G. Back to Nico O'Reilly. Here's Foden to Doku. Good combinations here. City just growing into this game as Haaland has a shot. Haaland might miss the big opportunity to start with. You give him a second chance. Oh, that's fatal. And it's fatal for Fulham here. And it's Erling Haaland. Might not have scored at the weekend against Leeds, but does score here. And puts the ball into the back of the net. And in the wet London rain, Manchester City lead by a goal to nil. Of course, Haaland gets the collar up as well. Good tidy finish that from Erling Haaland. Takes it first time, doesn't even take a touch. Just hammers that home. And City lead by a goal to nil. Good leave that from Tijjani Reijnders. A really good leave. So it's a good assist for Jeremy Doku. Does really well to leave in. It's a nice, powerful finish that from Erling Haaland. Really nice finish. As Tito says, yeah, a real good dummy. A good finish from Haaland into the back of the net. Fastest player to 100 Premier League goals. I'm sure that'll make Erling Haaland feel much better as well as the offside flag goes up against Fulham. So this is where I want to see City just growing into this game and keep pushing here. I always fancy that Man City do something that gives Fulham a goal. So I'm always looking forward towards City trying to just get things wrapped up as quickly as possible. You know, it's difficult playing every 3-4 days. You want to do a bit of rotation. Well, nothing allows you to rotate as much as, you know, being 3-0 up at half time. So, got to keep pushing and got to keep going for me. Don't want to sit on this and fancy the longer this sits at 1-0, obviously the more Fulham are going to fancy it. So, got to keep going. Got to keep going. Fulham just started to knock the ball around nicely and grow into the game as well. City did well just to turn that momentum and start to look more dangerous. And a really good assist from Jeremy Doku and a good lead from Tijjani Reijnders has allowed Erling Haaland he's had the big miss early on, pushes himself forward and grabs that all-important opening goal for Manchester City. And Erling Haaland, never the kind of player to dwell on a miss. Erling Haaland has opportunities, he will miss. He's not a robot. But, Erling Haaland more than capable of going out and, scoring goal upon goal upon goal. So, yeah, I just think City's best policy here, just got to keep going for me. Got to keep going. No, that's going to be a foul every day of the week there, Nico O'Reilly. So free kick for Fulham. And just inside their own half. Iwobi centralising himself. Trying to use Savinho as the player that's going to try and stretch the pitch. Here's Andersen to Tete. Some space here on the Fulham left-hand side if they want to utilise it. At the moment, not found a way to utilise it. They do go towards this left. Now, here's former Everton man Alex Iwobi. Harry Wilson managed to keep himself onside. Referee asked a question then. Is onside, so Fulham once more coming forward. Long ball sent forward. Matheus Nunes gets his head on that. Phil Foden makes a comfortable pass back to Nunes under pressure. And that's a long ball sent forward here with Haaland chasing onto it. Not got too much support. And a potential challenge comes in and Fulham do ever so well here. That's really well worked from Bassi. Finds Iwobi and Fulham now coming forward. Into the penalty area, dink forward, and Josko Gvardiol gets his foot onto that and gets that clear. Again, just starting to become a bit more end-to-end. Phil Foden goes down and gets a free kick for Manchester City. So, guys, we're just 48 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. And also don't forget to subscribe as well. It would be much appreciated. Here's Ruben Dias then to Bernardo Silva. He works a pass out to Matheus Nunes. Here's Bernardo once more. Finds Diaz. Back to Bernardo. Nico G just works it to Foden, dropping into them pockets. City try and send a ball forward, which Tete takes a good touch on, so I think it was meant for Nico O'Reilly, but there wasn't enough power on the ball forward then, which will allow Fulham to have the football. That's a good crossfield pass, which City find an interception on. So it does amount to nothing for Fulham. Here's Tijjani Reijnders then to Josko Gvardiol, back to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Through nearly 23 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Doku there a bit weak. It's intercepted and there's a chance here for Fulham. Here's Smith Rowe to Iwobi on the left. City have got bodies back. Jimenez is in there. Wilson's in there. Sessegnon still working it back here to Bassi. Back to Iwobi. He threads a ball forward for Smith Rowe, and that's a brilliant save from Donnarumma. A low effort there from Emile Smith Rowe, and Donnarumma, for a goalkeeper so big, gets down well and makes an all-important save for Manchester City. Fulham will be encouraged by that. Good football from Fulham. Equally a good save from Donnarumma. Just drags his shot through the legs of Diaz. Donnarumma reads it really well and makes a really good stop. I see everybody speaking about Donnarumma all the time. But Donnarumma were brought in by Man City for them big moments to make the big saves. And that's exactly what he does there. Makes a real good stop. Good anticipation from Donnarumma. He knows exactly where Smith Rowe wants to put it. He doesn't commit early, but he just angles his body that if he does manage to get his shot away, he can do something about it, and he makes a real good low stop. Because I don't think that was a bad effort from Smith Rowe. I really don't think that was a bad effort. Here's Iwobi. Overlapping from Sessegnon. Doesn't use him. 25 minutes in at Craven Cottage. City leading by a goal to 0. Fulham coming forward. Referee says no 3 kick there. Smith Rowe's the man that goes down. Referee says up you get. And through the legs there of Bassi. That'll be a free kick for Manchester City. So what have you made of the first 25 minutes here then, guys? I don't think it's been too bad from City. I don't think it was too bad at all. Mind, I was away. Enjoying myself. So, yeah. Gets busy my December schedule, so I try and squeeze in the City games as best I can. It's that time of year where it's probably easier for me to do midweeks than weekends. Weekends get very busy. And I'm hoping to get to a couple of City games as well myself, so yeah. Watch-alongs at the weekend might be a bit irregular for the next few weeks. Here's Doku to the byline. Goes deep. Too deep. Cross comes in. Haaland with the header and headed over. Corner? Or not? Yeah, pretty much I'm just living life. I think it's one of them. I don't tend to go out on a Sunday, so if City were playing on a Sunday, it'd probably aid me better in December. Yeah, it is what it is. As I said, I'm hoping to get to a couple of City games this month as well. So if I'm not doing a live watch along, I may well be at the Etihad. But if you just tune in, stream on stream or watch my previews, I tell you what I'm doing on there as to whether I'll be streaming. But streaming today, don't think I'll be streaming this weekend. Hoping to get to the City game this weekend. More than likely will be. So, yeah. Who's it next midweek? Madrid away. Yeah, should be. A watch along for that. Brentford at home, there'll be a watch along for that. Palace away. Probably a watch along for that. West Ham, don't know. Forest, I don't know. Oh, yeah. There will definitely be a stream for the Madrid game. Definitely. I don't make plans midweek and I'm not in Madrid. So I have nothing else to do. So there'll be a stream for that one unless something's gone wrong. Anyway, 28 minutes in. City lead by a goal to 0. Well, I presume there's no goals in the Everton game, the early game. No one's enlightened me that there is. So, City have been just a bit sloppy with the ball at their feet every now and then, haven't they? Ball gets played forward. Good flick on there from Jimenez. Well read by Ruben Dias. Josko Gvardiol gets back and does well just to help City scramble that ball clear. Julia, thank you. 0-0 at Bournemouth. Bournemouth-Everton. It's Bournemouth-Everton, isn't it? So throw in for City, just on halfway. O'Reilly to take. There's a ball to Bernardo. Tight pocket of space. Potentially going to get intercepted here. It's going to be scrappy, this. Yeah, Bournemouth-Everton 0-0 at the minute. Thank you, Julia. Oh, God, Geffin says, well, that's the question. When do you think you should triple captain Haaland? I don't think I fancy Haaland to score a hat-trick or more in any of our games recently coming up this month. If I was to pick any of them, I'd probably say the West Ham game. They look a bit shaky at the back. Yeah. Fulham then growing again into this match. Bernardo dispossessed. Here's Iwobi. Gives the ball to Smith Rowe. Would I take Elliot Andersen? You see, I was saying it before, and I'll say it again. I'm not sure on him. My concern... Obviously, City need more physicality, so with a little bit of concern about the homegrown quota. Excuse me. When it comes to players being brought in, you do have to consider homegrown players. That's a poor pass there from Lukic, and he's dispossessed as well. Although he does well to win the ball back. Here's Jimenez, edge of the City penalty area. Wilson. Nothing on for him. Yeah, my concern is, when it comes to homegrown players, I want homegrown players to be signed because I think that they genuinely improve our team. So I look towards like the best of England's players. They're the players that I'd want to be brought in. I had that concern about Morgan Gibbs-White last summer because I didn't think he was an improvement on what we were being linked with and who we already have. I think the same with Elliot Andersen. I don't think Elliot Andersen, I mean, a lot here depends on Rodri, but City are lightweight and we could do with more physicality being put into midfield. It's just more becomes like it depends what you're looking for from a midfielder, really, as a corner comes in from Fulham, straight off the training ground and chipped over the bar there from Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe seems most likely to make something happen for Fulham at the minute. They are a bit lightweight off the ball, and they do lack a bit of physicality, and you need a bit of aggression, and I think Elliot Andersen would help with that. The question is Elliot Andersen good enough, both on the ball and without the ball, to offer or be of the quality that Pep's looking for from a midfielder? I mean, to be fair, the fact that City have been heavily scouting him and have singled him out, and Pep Guardiola apparently wants him, would tell me that, you do want to bring him in. As I've said before, we lack homegrown players, so we've got to target homegrown players. And I don't just want a homegrown player being brought in for the sake of, they're homegrown, so that's why we want to sign them. They've got to be brought in because they are an improvement on our squad. I look at England's midfield and I ask myself, who's an improvement on Man City's squad in that England midfield? As a good ball comes in from Fulham and should be cleared. I look at someone like Declan Rice. Man City were interested, put some offers in, but never pushed Arsenal seriously enough. As this is a concern. Erling Haaland in a challenge off the ball has gone down. I think Bassey's stepped on him. Haaland seems in a lot of pain. Let's have a look. No, they're coming together. I'm not sure what happens there. Haaland's back up on his feet, though. That's good. Not what you want to see, especially when, you know, we face the fact that in a couple of weeks' time we lose Omar Marmoush to the African Cup of Nations. We'll see how Haaland responds to that and how he's moving. He's just trying to run his pain off. He looks okay. That's good. He looks okay. So don't forget, guys, 47 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Can City find the interception? They do. Here's Doku up against Andersen. Doku trying to utilise his pace. He's got to be strong. Finds O'Reilly. Managed to, Doku there, draw out both Tete and Andersen, but City a bit slow with the ball there, and also a good bit of defending from Fulham to force City back, that they can't utilise that space at the back that Doku had managed to draw the defenders out. And slight hesitations on the pass means that they can get back into position, and City end up working the ball backwards from the Fulham penalty area all the way back into their own half. Here's Doku looking for the legs of Wilson to find Reijnders. Nearly finds them, but doesn't quite, and Wilson can make the interception. Here's Lukic. Oh, it's a good interception. Here's Haaland. What's he got on? Tijjani Reijnders. What's Reijnders got on? Just chips the ball in looking for Doku. And Haaland has a shot and it's well blocked. Good work that from City, but couldn't quite find the goal. Andy, thanks for tuning in. Says, is shoveling out a load of snow. Big snowstorm in Chicago. Oh, wow. How many inches of snow have they had in Chicago? I was pre-warned when I was there. They said it gets very cold in the winter. So, yeah. Here's Haaland. Lovely drop of the shoulder. To Reijnders. Tijjani Reijnders. And there's a goal. It's Tijjani Reijnders. His first goal for Man City since the opening day against Wolves, where he said, Chapter 1. And we've been looking for Chapter 2. And it is Chapter 2. Tijjani Reijnders, a cool finish. A real cool finish from Tijjani Reijnders into the back of the net. And an assist for Erling Haaland. A goal and an assist for Erling Haaland today. He's onside there, Tijjani Reijnders. A good finish from City. And what they're going to look for here, they've got a big 8 minutes. Try and kill this game off. Try and kill this game off. That's what they've got to look to do. And boom, Tijjani Reijnders with the goal for Manchester City. A good little lobbed finish. Chapter 2 coming in. 2-0 City lead. 12 inches then of snow. Wow, that's a lot of snow. A lot of shoveling as well. Getting into winter now, aren't we? Getting into winter. Marco Silva. Pen and paper's out. The pen and paper is out. I'd love a nice, easy win as well. I'm looking for a result that makes you go, yeah, there we go. That's the Man City that we know and love. And we did this against Leeds, didn't we? 45 minutes, a good 45 minutes, and then a bad 45 minutes. So, Yonika, thanks for tuning in. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you, my friend? 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't use Fahrenheit, we use Celsius. I'm not sure what 20 degrees Fahrenheit is. Let's have a look. 20 Fahrenheit to Celsius. So that nearly -7. Cold. 12 inches of snow, it's -7. Good knocking around it. Fulham haven't played bad. Forced a real good save from Donnarumma. As a long ball sent forward there from Nico O'Reilly. Kovacic, thanks for tuning in. It's 2 a.m. at night. It's cold. Got uni tomorrow as well. Showing extreme dedication, though. It'll be worth it if City get the 3 points. It will be worth it, trust me. I hope that we can get 3 by half-time. Would be great. Would be great. Black Rose, thanks for tuning in. I mean, the country goes into meltdown over a bit of rain, and we get a lot of rain. Can't cope with a bit of rain. Oh, man. Don't worry about only knowing Fahrenheit. I only know the Celsius to Fahrenheit things because I'd learnt the mathematic formula. I'd just not learnt it the other way around to convert in my head. So, you say to me -7 degrees Celsius, I can work that out to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you say to me it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to struggle to work that out into Celsius without Google. Google's my friend. Raheem, thanks for tuning in. Goals today coming from Erling Haaland and Tijjani Reijnders. Oh, it's a long day, that, Kushik. Very long day. Coach ride, train ride to uni. Dedication, though. Supporting Manchester City. Even at 2 a.m. Sacrificing the sleep for the good cause. As we're into the 42nd minutes with 5 guys. With 5 likes, guys, away from 60 likes. Making some good gains towards 100. More than halfway. 45 likes to go. Any help towards that, guys, would be great. Don't forget to subscribe as well. City just coasting a little bit, knocking this around. As with the Leeds game, 2-0 scorelines are very dangerous scorelines. Next goal pretty much decides what happens in this game. Fulham score. And it's game on. Man City score next, and you fancy that might be that. Long ball sent forward here by City, looking for Erling Haaland. He's not sure where the ball is, and Tete defends it, and defends it well. Gets the ball clear as well. Only finds Nico G. Here is Tijjani Reijnders. Oh, a lovely turn from Reijnders. Finds Haaland. He's looking for some support in the middle. He's got Doku, and he's also got an offside flag. So, there we go. Andy, I did bring them luck. The Bears having the best record in the NFC at the minute. I'm sure they'll be praying for the season to come to an end so they can have that #1 spot. Get further into the playoffs. Home field advantage. And Chicago's not an easy place to go to and win football games. In particular in the winter. So, yeah. A wind chill off Lake Michigan. At Soldier Field. Yeah. Anyway, corner here for City. Or is it a throw-in? I think it's a corner Tijjani Reijnders is going to take. Can City utilise the set piece? Tijjani Reijnders' last ball in weren't too bad. Keeper gets a fist on that. Falls to Foden. Foden! Okay. That was a hit. That was a hit from Phil Foden. Wow. Look at Ruben Dias giving a team talk there. Like, you fancy that City are trying to put out a little statement here. You fancy that City are trying to put a statement out. So corner comes in, keeper gets a fist onto it, falls to Foden, takes a good touch on his left foot. It's a cracker. Absolute cracker. That's an outstanding finish, that from Phil Foden. Absolutely outstanding. Nothing the keeper can do about that one. Just sheer quality from Manchester City, that. Foden's 4th Premier League goal of the season. And Fulham will be thinking to themselves, they've got a couple of minutes that will be added on. They'll need a goal to try and get back in this, really. Try and make this a contest. Fancy City score again. It's going to be done and dusted. I don't think Tijjani Reijnders will get given the assist. It was his corner. Keeper fists it clear straight to Foden, and Foden puts that into the back of the net. Arsenal will play tomorrow. They've got Brentford at home, as Fulham do have a corner here. So some defending for City to do just before half-time. We're into the first of 3 minutes added on. Man City being pretty clinical. Haaland, if he'd not hit the post and scored, this would have been good. So, yeah, we'll see. So, chance here to throw the ball, chance here for Fulham to score and City to got to defend this. A big shove comes in from Ruben Dias. Corner comes in from Wilson. Doesn't beat the first man. Headed clear. So not the best of touches. And here's Harry Wilson. Chance to put a ball across. Does. Header. Goal. And just like that, Fulham back in it. I said before, Emile Smith-Rowe, if anyone looks like they're going to score today for Fulham, it is Emile Smith-Rowe. And it's an all-important goal back just before half-time. And, complacency. You can't afford to be complacent. You just cannot afford to be complacent. There's a poor touch there. Who was that with a poor touch? He's very much onside, Harry Wilson. I think it was Matheus Nunes with the poor touch. Yes, it's Harry Wilson continuing his good form, grabbing another assist. Just dinks that back, looking for Emile Smith-Rowe. And his looped header beyond Donnarumma and into the back. And there goes City's clean sheet. And it's a bit of a sour way to... end the half for me. And Tito, yeah, you fancy Man City are going to concede goals. We haven't looked too comfortable over the last few weeks. It's why on my preview yesterday that I'd said that I fancy goals and I fancy that it's going to be both teams to score, because at the moment I just don't trust that City are going to keep a clean sheet. I don't think we've looked defensively tight. I actually feel like we look defensively more sound when you've got Khusanov starting on the right rather than Nunes. So... yeah. Anyway, final few seconds here. Just got to make sure that this doesn't end up 3-2. Here's Bassi. City want the half-time whistle. It's not come yet. And again, play continues here. Fulham looking for an opportunity to try and get something into the box, but referee says he's seen enough, and that will be half-time. So half-time here at Craven Cottage, and it's Fulham 1, Manchester City 3. Andy, I have been to Craven Cottage, actually. I've been with my brother. He supports Preston North End, so he invited me once to go and watch Fulham play his team. A chance for me to tick off Craven Cottage, so I managed to get there. Bit of a weird ground because they've got like a neutral section next to the away section. Before they've done the expansion. I think the stand had been knocked down, so there's a real cold wind chill coming in off of the River Thames. So it weren't the most enjoyable. It was like in February as well, so it weren't the most enjoyable away day that I've been on. There's some cracking few boozers near there though. Bit expenny, but yeah, it's nice. Denny, thanks for tuning in. I don't think we played too bad. You know, we just gotta keep persevering with it. Make sure we're not getting, complacent. We know that, Fulham are a good team. They're going to create opportunities. They are going to have more opportunities in the second half. We need to make sure that, we're turning up. We're limiting Fulham's opportunities, and we're making sure that we're taking our own. I fancy any goal for City in the second half, and that's probably going to be that. To be honest, though, you go 3-0 up after, 42 minutes. You should be coming away with 3 points every single day of the week. So if Man City end up dropping points today, I'm going to be livid, absolutely livid. So there's some work for City to do in this second half. Some work for City to do, but I'm confident. I think we're playing well enough to get it done and dusted for me. So, yeah, what are your thoughts half-time? Let's have a look. Sorry, I just dropped my phone. Let's have a look then at the statistics and what they're saying for this match. I think City have had more possession as Bournemouth-Everton 0-0 at half-time as well. Fulham 1, Man City 3, and currently Newcastle 0, Spurs 0. Championship, Blackburn 0, Ipswich 0 after 36 minutes. Wigan 0, Burton 0 as well. In League 1. Into the second half in some of the games in the Virtue Trophy. Doncaster 3, Chesterfield 0. Lincoln 0, Huddersfield 1. Salford 2, Rotherham 5. Tranmere 0, Fleetwood 1. Bolton 2, Bradford 0. Bristol Rovers 2, Cambridge 0, Cardiff 0, Wimbledon 4, Harrogate 3, Blackpool 1, Orient 0, Plymouth 0, Luton 3, Exeter 0, Northampton 2, Wickham 0, Port Vale 2, Barnsley 0, Stevenage 1, Walsall 0, and Swindon 0, Peterborough 0. Right, statistics then for this game. Let's have a look what we're looking at. It's very close in possession, 49% possession for Fulham and 51% for Manchester City. Fulham with 3 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. Smith Rowe forcing a real good save earlier in the half from Donnarumma. Second time round, it's a pinpoint accurate header from a Wilson ball in after Matheus Nunes was dispossessed on the left-hand side for City. So a ball in from the right-hand side from Wilson and a good finish from Fulham. However, look how clinical it's been from City. 8 shots, 3 on target. We hit the post early on and we recovered from that. Leno's not had a save to make, and Leno's a good goalkeeper. 3 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals. 3 well-taken goals as well. Erling Haaland opening them up for Manchester City on 17 minutes. 20 minutes later on the 37th minute, it was a lovely finish from Tijjani Reijnders and a good assist for Erling Haaland. And then Phil Foden on 44 minutes, pinging a beautiful finish into the top corner to make it 3-0. And Smith Rowe's just given Fulham something to cheer about and hope going into the second half. So City still have some work to do in the second half. Fulham, no block shots, 6 tackles, not won any of the aerial duels. City with 4 block shots, 2 tackles won, and winning 7 of the aerial duels. As I said, Leno hasn't made any saves. Conceded 3 times, but not made any saves. City have conceded once, but have made a save. In terms of discipline, I did say I didn't think this would be a game that had that many yellow cards, and it hasn't. So 4 fouls committed for Fulham, 5 for Man City. No yellow cards. No red cards. At the minute, this stays the same. Man City making a jump of 2 on their goal difference, go 1 goal difference behind Arsenal. More importantly, 3 points would send us just 2 points behind Arsenal, with Arsenal playing tomorrow at home against Brentford, which, as I said, we're at the point now. Funny season, December. Lots of games coming thick and fast. Things happen. You've just got to get that pressure applied. At the moment, a good 45 minutes. It was a good 45 minutes against Leeds. We conceded pretty early in that second half, so we've got to be avoiding that in this half to try and see if we can make things happen. Don't think I'd be tempted to make any changes as of yet if I was Pep Guardiola, but I'd definitely be mindful of Man City not making many changes going from the last game, and obviously we've got another big game coming up against Sunderland on Saturday, so that's going to be a difficult one as well. We'll see where we go from there. So guys, we're now just 41 likes away from 100. Any help towards that will be much appreciated. Do get your thoughts in the live chat. What are your halftime thoughts? Do let me know. Do subscribe, that would be much appreciated. It is free to subscribe, and social media links there in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok, email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Taylor, I agree with that. Next goal, very important. We're back dealing with a 2-goal cushion. 2-goal cushions are very dangerous, especially at half-time. Next goal, absolutely crucial. I fancy City score next. Back to the 3-goal cushion. City have scored 4. Fulham's heads probably start to drop and we can start to try and see the game out. Fulham score next, and in particular to score in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. Halves the deficit, becomes a 1-goal game. City have conceded the last 2 goals. It becomes very difficult for City. So we've got work to do. Plenty of work to do in the second half, in my opinion. Yeah. Denny, I don't think Savinho will leave in January. I think he's that expensive of a player. I could only see a sale happening in the summer rather than in January. Tottenham Hotspur were the team most interested, so I find it interesting to see what happens with them being linked with Semenyo from Bournemouth, City being linked with a move for Semenyo as well, and if Tottenham do come calling in January for Savinho. I imagine if City were to say to Spurs they're willing to negotiate on the price and accept a slightly smaller offer than what they were willing to offer in the summer, that might tempt Spurs, but I can't see that happening, so we'll see. Kaushik, have a wonderful sleep. Enjoy your day tomorrow, your long journey to university. Make sure you're learning lots, and hopefully when you wake up in the morning, you'll be celebrating a big 3 points for Manchester City. So guys, I'm just going to go and have a quick 5-minute break ready for the second half. I do have some halftime entertainment in the meantime for you guys to go and check out. It is brought to you by my partner channel, Mixid. Links and details there in the description. Do go and check him out. It is Christmas season now, and he's got a special drink for you guys to enjoy as halftime entertainment. It is the Disaronno Velvet Liquor review. Enjoy.
What's going on guys, Mixid here, back again for another review video, and today's review I will be doing the Disaronno Velvet Liqueur. Because doesn't it look very Christmassy, because it's fantastic. I can't wait to taste this, as I'll give my thoughts on it price wise, design. I can't vote for designs because it looks absolutely beautiful. I'll give you a close up, because I'd give it about 8 out of 10, it's very white, it's very Christmassy, it's very wintry. One thing to mention with Disaronno, it's an amaretto, so it has a very strong taste of almonds, because it has that beautiful taste. Because if you've ever had a Bakewell tart, it tastes a lot like that. But I can't wait to taste the Disaronno Velvet, which is the cream version of it. So you can get this for 12 quid in Asda, that's the cheapest prices. It's 15 in Tesco, it's 13.50 in Waitrose I think at the minute, but I'm yet to beat the price of 12 quid in Asda. Yeah, there you go. You can certainly smell that almond taste because it's just absolutely beautiful. One cocktail I will make with this, because it's a cream version, I think it's the perfect excuse to make our white Russian with it. But for this, I'll give it a taste right from the top. Right, what I'll do, I'll compare it to the original Disaronno, just to get my flavour taste, see if there's any difference. I reckon there will be, because as you can see it's very white. It's beautiful. Absolutely nice, because it's almonds with a creamy taste like that. That's what I'm tasting in a minute. If you love amaretto, you'll love a Disaronno Velvet. Doesn't disappoint, because the cream doesn't let it down either. It's still very nice to drink that. I would recommend it. Like I said, 12 quid Asda, that's the place to go to at the minute. As I said, I will compare it to the original one. Here's the original Disaronno Amaretto, the original. As you can see from colours, because it's a very It's like quite a light brown, like golden colour. That's the Di Serrano, the almonds in it. There we go. Let's see if the Di Serrano Velvet, it should taste a little bit different from being the cream, but this will give me an overall score for the taste. This. It's beautiful. I do like Amaretto. I do like the almond taste. It has that sweetness. It's a sweet liqueur, it is. But it's very nice. It captures that almond taste, that nice amber colour. It's beautiful. I could say that's a very white, it's creamy, and that's the original version of the Di Serrano, the Amaretto, the famous amber colour. With Di Serrano, you know what you're getting. I say it's affordable. I say with Di Serrano, it's cheap, it's affordable, and it does the job really. It's it's quite tasty. It's a nice amaretto. It's a well-known brand, Di Serrano, especially for amaretto. But I think I can give my score now on the taste test. I give it 8 out of 10 compared to that. I think I might even like it better with the cream taste. I might even like it better than the original version. Because I think it just reminds me of winter like that. It's a perfect Christmas drink. And I think I will be making more Christmas cocktails with this nice spirit. So design, 8 out of 10. Price, 8 out of 10. As this place to go, 12 quid. That's the place to buy it from. And overall taste, I would give it a 7 out of 10. So overall, that rounds it up to 23 out of 30, which is 7.77. So we're around that up to 7.8 out of 10. That's my overall score, 7.8 out of 10 for the Di Serrano Velvet Liqueur. And it's certainly one of my go-tos for this winter and my Christmas cocktails. What do you think? Do you agree with my comments? Have you found it any cheaper anywhere else? £12 is the cheapest price I've found so far. But with this spirit, I will be making a White Russian with it. So it will be the Di Serrano White Russian, and eventually I will get round to a Grinch Mocktails. That's another drink that's been recommended to me. Well, thank you to the person that recommended the spirits. It does not disappoint, and you won't be disappointed by it. What do you think, guys, of this Di Serrano Velvet Liqueur? But I've been mixing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to mix it for more reviews like this and cocktails, as I will be doing the White Russian in the next video. And do you agree with me on this score? 7.8 out of 10. And I will see you guys for the White Russian. Cheers.
And a big thank you to Mixid for providing today's halftime entertainment. Do go and check him out. Links and details, they are in the description. So we're just waiting for the second half to get underway. It shouldn't be too far away. I will just move myself a bit closer to the screen, because my eyesight's bad. Yeah, I've got a few people commenting actually saying like, oh, why is that so close to the camera? Well, off camera I've got all my streaming stuff set up, so I need to actually be able to see it. My eyesight's really poor that, you wheel me back an extra foot that way and I have to lean right forward, and it's real uncomfortable to be able to see. So, I sit further forward so I can comfortably read everything without having to, lean right forward. So, yeah. Jean, thanks for tuning in. Says, hello everyone, currently on football hibernation after my team in Norway won the league last Sunday. Very good. Oh, they've got on the winter thing now, haven't they? The football, I like that. The football hibernation. As players make their way out of the tunnel, ready for the second half. Destroy, you have to fancy Fulham are going to be fast out the blocks. So, he reckons, try and catch them out early on the break. Reckons 4-1, then Marmoush on for 25 minutes. Game finishes 6-2. Oh, wow. Taylor says, you mean Marmoush on for 6 minutes? Do you know what? I think that's too optimistic. I reckon 88th minute he'll come on. 88th minute's what I'm going for. As Fulham prepare 2 changes. Castagne on for Tete and Chukwueze on for Lukic. A couple more changes made by Fulham as they're going to go for it. Obviously 3-0 down. Managed to get it back to 3-1 just before half-time. Fancy they've got a bit of momentum. Going to go for it here in the second half. Right, ready for the second half. It's going to be Fulham getting us underway, attacking from right to left. Man City, I don't think have made any changes at half-time, attacking from left to right. Long ball sent forward. Doesn't look like it's been kept in, and that'll be a throw-in for Manchester City. Fulham just knocking the ball around. It was a good finish from Tijjani Reijnders, Taylor. It was Erling Haaland just dropped deep, twisted his body, played a good assist through the middle. Reijnders read it, through one-on-one. She's got the keeper to beat, decides I'm going to go through the keeper and just does like a nice little dink over the keeper and into the back of the net. Good tidy finish from Tijjani Reijnders. Opening up chapter 2 for Manchester City. Here's Fulham then coming forward. I wonder how long it'll be before City do go to the bench, you know. I do wonder. Here's Iwobi. City being put under pressure early here. Just got to try and stick with it for the next couple of minutes. Don't do what we did against Leeds. Oh, no. Here's Fulham coming forward and City do well. Here's Reijnders. Finds a good pass here for Doku. Puts Castagne under pressure. There's an overlap coming in here from Tijjani Reijnders. It floats right through. Foden! Oh, Manchester City just exposed Fulham at the back post. And Phil Foden on his right foot just puts the ball at the near post. It's 4 shots on target. It's 4 goals for Manchester City. And you would think that should kill this game off now for Manchester City. A lovely finish that from Phil Foden. And, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All kind of came about from not much, to be honest, guys. Didn't look like there was a chance on, and yeah, Tijjani Reijnders with a good pass to Doku. Up against Castagne. He just plays a pass forward. I think he's looking for Haaland, and Haaland he gets a little back-heeled flick. So I think that's going to count as a second assist for Erling Haaland, to be honest. I think that back heel just chucks everyone off, and Bassi can't get back. Sessegnon's gone too far forward, and Fulham overcommitting. Man City have just exposed them. Bump. Question is, did Haaland mean the assist? Who knows? Who cares? 4-1 City lead here. Got to keep going. That Sunderland game, Dan, it's going to be a difficult game. Real difficult game. Sunderland are very aggressive, on and off the ball, very physical. City have got to try and make home advantage count for that one. It'll be a difficult game. In good form, been a big surprise package, Sunderland. Been a bit of a breath of fresh air to the Etihad Stadium. So, hopefully, it'll be a good game. Odin. Taylor, they do play with good intensity. I think Granit Xhaka has been a good signing for them as well. Not going to be an easy game, that one. It's a game we've got to get through. It's a game we've got to get 3 points from. So, guys, we're doing real well on the likes today, which is fantastic. We're just 31 likes away from 100, so any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe. That would be much appreciated as well. I'm pleased to say, I was just checking at half-time. Anyone that watched my preview for this game, I've recently gone into partnership with Midnight, and they're currently offering bet £10, get £30 in 3 bets. I'm not sure if any of you guys have checked it out, but if you do want to go and check it out, the preview for this game on my channel, if you just go to the link at the top of the description and you sign up, if you bet £10, you get £30 in 3 bets, which is a great deal. So I bet my £10 for this game. I said City are a bit leaky at the back, so I fancy both teams to score as my betting tip, along with Haaland and Foden to score or assist any time. And that, from a £10 bet, returned £36. And by half-time, JSGC's £36 richer. So, a real good bet. So, stay tuned to my previews. I'll give my betting tips on them as best that I can of what I think to expect from Man City in games, as Jimenez has a shot well blocked. Is it Ruben Dias chucking himself in front of the ball there? Oh no, was it Nico Gonzalez, chucking himself in front of the ball. I think it might have hit him in the groin. But yeah, stay tuned to my preview, because I'll give my betting tips in there as best that I can. And pleased to say my betting tips have paid dividends today. So, yeah. You can go and check out Midnight on my previews. Link's just at the top of the description there if you are interested. I'd appreciate anybody checking it out, as it does help my channel. You can't really complain at, £30 in 3 bets. As a ball comes in and hits over the top of the crossbar. Emile Smith-Rowe with the effort. Right, Nico Gonzalez had decided to go down. I don't know if it's hit him in the groin or in the midsection and it's just winded him a bit. We'll see. He's still feeling a lot of pain, Nico G. Been very pivotal for City. I wonder how long it's going to take for Man City to start thinking about maybe just making some substitutions. I think that hits him in the groin. It looks like it just absolutely plants him in the lad parts. Here's Nico G. Takes a couple of touches. He's dispossessed there. As City do well just to grab the ball back. Fulham trying to press City high here. Here's Haaland. Dropping very deep. They say he can't play football, by the way. He's done a cracking job today, hasn't he? Here's Nico O'Reilly coming forward for City. To Jeremy Doku. He's got a pass there to Nico O'Reilly. He doesn't use him. He uses Foden instead. Back to Doku. Pass comes in. Looking for Nico O'Reilly. Can't find him. Doku wins the ball back. Has another shot. Deflected and in! When things are going right. Things are going right. And it's a cracking goal from Jeremy Doku. Adding to his assist this evening as well. City chipping in with the gold. And it's just scintillating Manchester City. Scintillating Manchester City. Takes a big deflection off captain Joachim Andersen. Was it Joachim Andersen that took a deflection off, or was it him getting dispossessed? No, it takes a big deflection there off Sander Berge. Off his knee in the back of the net. Who cares? 5-1. Surely got to start rotating now. Surely got to be looking towards the substitute bench and getting 3 or 4 subs on ASAP. A little Poznan breaking out in that away end. Man City on top of the world. Been a good stream, this. Been a good performance. Should be a good win for Manchester City as well. Who was it that said 6-2 before? Because you might not be far away. Andy and Alison, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Tuning in at a good time. Everyone's on top of the world. Feeling good about things. Yeah, if I'm Pep, what we're thinking... Surely Marmoush for Haaland. Don't want Haaland picking up an injury, so I think Marmoush should be coming on ASAP. Don't really know who else would be brought on, to be honest. Rotate a bit of the defence. Maybe. Here's Fulham. Ball just ping-pongs around. Edge of the penalty area. Oh, it's a good finish! So Iwobi. This is a cracker of a game, this. Good grief. It takes a real good finish to beat Donnarumma from there. And it's a good hit from Iwobi. Has to go for a lot of bodies. I don't think Donnarumma sees this till late. The amount of bodies it has to go through. It's actually quite a similar goal. Obviously, this is a bit further out, but quite a similar goal to the Rodri goal that was scored in the Champions League final against Inter. You know, just ping-pongs nicely to the edge of the penalty area and just puts his right foot through it. Uses the defender as his point just to curl it round them. Keeper's not going to see it till late. Difficult to make the save. Boom. I don't know what City's biggest away Premier League win is. Let's have a look. Biggest away win for Man City in the Premier League. Have a look. That goes out for, is that a goal kick for Man City? Fulham not happy with that. So I'm just having a look and see what our biggest away win is. All at home then. That's a replay. All at home. Old Division 1. We beat Derby County 7-1. Ipswich Town. Here you go. That's our biggest. 6-0. There we go. 6-0. Here's Iwobi. So Fulham just going to keep going here at City. You know, it's important here that City just, they've got to try and stick with it, because you fancy as Jimenez has a shot there, saved by Donnarumma. I think the offside flag went up. They've just got to try and stick with it. As we're now 31 likes away from 100, guys. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. That'd be much appreciated. Here's Haaland then. Denny, I'm afraid it weren't the 6-1 against United. It's not far away. It was 6-0 against Ipswich just last season. As Nunes ain't going to keep that one in. That's going to go out of play for a goal kick. Well, City fans in the away end have been treated to a spectacle. Been a cracking game. As Johnny Stones, I said there might be some changes at the back from City. They're waiting till the hour mark, and Johnny Stones is going to come on for City. Who's this going to be for is the question. Could be for Nico G if they want to move Stones into midfield. If not, imagine this will be either Josko Gvardiol or Ruben Dias. Maybe Matheus Nunes, we'll see. I think there's 4 options there, either Nunes, Dias, Gvardiol or Nico G. Let's see which one it is. Not really got too many options to rotate for Nico G either, so I wouldn't rule out this potentially being him, as Jimenez does well to take the touch, and Matheus Nunes gets his foot on that, and that will go out for a corner. Again, Fulham just getting up ahead of steam. We've got to be careful this doesn't go 5-3. Got to be careful. Struggling to gain any kind of control. This game's been a bit ping-pong in the second half, hasn't it? All fun and fine and well when you're scoring goals and winning, but you end up having a couple of unanswered goals, and all of a sudden, bump. Corner comes in, headed clear by City. Falls to the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in, blocked. From Chukwuemezi. Another opportunity here. And City should defend that out, and they do well to defend that out. Norwich City 2011 scored that finish. That was finished 6-1 2012. 6-1 that match. So if we want our biggest win today, we've got to win by 6. So we need to score 3 more for that to happen. I mean, when was the last time City scored 5 away from home that wasn't that Ipswich game? It's nice to see City back in amongst the goals. Real clinical from City this evening. It's been good. Carefree Lenny says he'd like to see another goal before he can relax. And it speaks volume, doesn't it? You're leading by 3 goals. There's 28 minutes left in the game, but we can't relax. We all think about that Feyenoord game, don't we? We all think about that pesky Feyenoord game. Anyway, we're now 30 likes, guys, away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe. Savinho also going to be coming on. So, as you see, Nico G. I called it. I said there's not much of an opportunity to rotate with Nico G. So, it's John Stones that's going to come on. Looking tanned, John Stones, isn't he? Has he been on holiday? He's been hitting the sunbeds. What's been going on there? Savinho on for Jeremy Doku as well. I don't think Doku's had his best of games yet, statistics-wise. Look pretty good. Pep's obsession with Savinho. I mean, I get it. I don't really get what Savinho's done to warrant 27 minutes here ahead of Marmoush. Oscar Bobb's out of the team, but what exactly has Savinho done this season that warrants him always being making the squad, always being on the bench, getting the odd starts, getting 27 minutes here? And I feel like it's just Man City trying to justify a reason why they've put him on a new contract. So they're trying to justify that, we're hoping that he's going to come good, so we've got to give him plenty of minutes. But, you earn your contract, you earn your minutes, so it doesn't seem to be the case for Savinho. Which, I think he's a good player. There's a good player there. Might just take a little bit more time than what we think, and it's just a bit frustrating that the demands at Man City are very different to that of other clubs. We can't afford players to not be doing much for 4, 5, 6 games in a row. You got to make things happen, because if you don't, it's not going to work. Offside flag goes up eventually. City not happy about that. Andy, I can see Man City being active. in January. I really can. I can see City doing some business. I think right now with the stories that I'm hearing, I'm gonna stick my neck out and say I think there's going to be a bit of business done. Just seen City Extra tweet out. Premier League have confirmed Jeremy Doku has not been awarded the 5th goal. It's gone down as a Sanderberg own goal rather than a Jeremy Doku goal. So fantasy football, people that love the statistics. Sanderberg own goal, not a Doku goal. As we're now 28 likes from 100. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's make it a 100 like live stream. We're winning 5-2. We're winning 5-2. So, yeah, hopefully we can hit the 100 likes. That would be good. Do I rate Semenyo? A good player. It's always difficult when you've got looking at, one of the best players of another club, asking them to come in and do something for Man City when there's obviously a lot of quality that City have. The question is, can Semenyo come in and, solidify himself as a regular starter and deliver the all-important goals and assists on a regular basis on that right-hand side? And I think Semenyo's the kind of player that really suits teams that are going to play a higher line. Not many teams do play a higher line against City. Bournemouth like to play the possession-based football. I'm not sure he's worth 65 million, though, is my concern about it. I don't mind Semenyo, and I think he'd be worth having a punt on. I just don't think he's a 65 million pound punt. I think you're looking at a real good deal, a 25, 30 million pound deal. I'd say, yeah, worthwhile taking that risk. And I think it's the same for Elliot Anderson for me as well. Obviously, homegrown players, but we need homegrown players. But I just, for the right price, I don't see a problem. I said that in the summer with Morgan Gibbs White. I don't see a problem for the right price. For the right price, I'd say they're worth it. But the numbers that I'm hearing, they were speaking about 70, 80 million pound Morgan Gibbs White. They're talking 65 million pound Semenyo. We're talking, Forest are asking for 100 million pound for Elliot Anderson. They're just not, it's not value for money. And I think that was just half the problem that we had with Jack Grealish. I think you take Jack Grealish and the transfer and you split that transfer fee down by half. Jack Grealish was a 50 million pound player. He was never a 100 million pound player. But a 100 million pound price tag puts you under so much pressure to really hit it off and make it happen. And Jack Grealish, I think, is a brilliant player. I think he's actually a good signing. I'd regard him as being a success for City for the amount that he achieved and especially what he helped City to achieve during that treble-winning season. It was priceless. But we've not had £100 million worth of value out of him because he's not a £100 million player. And the City tax comes into it. But 65 million, but it's not a lot of money in today's transfer, crazy transfer fees that you see. But £65 million will still probably be, what do you reckon, top 3? Yeah, top 3 most expensive transfers in this upcoming window. Potentially even the most expensive Premier League transfer of the window. So, for £65 million, it's still a whopping amount of money to be spending on a player. I ask myself, what do I want for return of value? I look at Josko Gvardiol, who we spent £70 million on. He's a player that's going to offer City 10, 15 years. Semenyo's 26? So we're looking at 8. It's Haaland has a header and it hits the post. It's a second. He could have had a hat-trick. Should have had a hat-trick, maybe. We've been clinical, but we could have been even more clinical today. We could easily have scored 7 or 8. Mahrez, but no one would pay £100 million for him. So, and we got a good deal for Riyad Mahrez. And because of that, you get a load of success on the price. So it's all about the value for money and the return on it. I don't know why we'd turned down £75 million. The only reason I can presume City had turned down £75 million for Savinho was, quite frankly, Spurs weren't offering us 75 million. It was probably closer to 40 to 50 million pound with loads of bonuses and add-ons, which City didn't regard as value for money. And we also don't have a suitable replacement to come in. The only player that City really had taken an interest in was Rodrigo, and that was always more expensive than what Savinho were going to be. It was the same situation that was looking at with goalkeepers and Ederson leaving. We were real stingy over the deals that we were willing to spend on Donnarumma and Ederson leaving to go to Turkey. And that took a long time to get sorted. So them kind of transfers in January are a bit unrealistic, which is why I don't think Savinho will leave. The haggling and the negotiations will just take too long. So realistically, you're looking at what business is City going to get done. Well, it does definitely depend on who leaves. The goalkeeping situation concerns me a little bit, with Trafford and Ortega both saying they want to leave. I think it'll be one or the other. I don't think it'll be both. Obviously, we need to sort out Calvin Phillips leaving. We need to sort out what's happening with Nathan Ake, and we also need some clarity on what's happening with the John Stones and Bernardo Silva contracts coming to an end in the summer. And if I was Hugo Viana, that would be the situations that I'd be looking to get sorted between now and January 1st. That then puts us in a real strong position for the beginning of the window to say we need X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, we'll see. Here's Fulham edge of the penalty area. Bernardo steps in front. Shot comes in and it's another goal. It's an 8-goal thriller at the moment, and all of a sudden now there's a potential of a maybe grandstand finish. So more work for Manchester City to do. More work for City to do, and this is what I was speaking about before. You've got to be careful. City very leaky at the back, conceding goals that they shouldn't be conceding. It's almost like City have, it's almost like City have been a bit too casual about things. We laugh and joke saying we could score 7 or 8, but, we conceded 3. So, a big 20 minutes or so. Yeah, Ruben Dias rightfully furious about that. Rightfully furious about that. There is a possible VAR check. I've already changed the score. Offside they're checking for. He's onside for me. It looks onside from the naked eye. Who knows these days? That for me is onside. I think Ruben Dias and Nico O'Reilly are playing him onside there. Passing the build-up. I think this goal's okay, so I think this is going to be 5-3. But they do measure off the arm, so you never know. As I said, who knows these days? It looks like Ruben Dias is probably furthest back there for City. I think it's frustrating about the length of time that it takes. We've got the standstill picture. How long does it take to get the automated offside in? It was Chukwueze with it was a good finish actually. Still waiting for confirmation on the goal. What they're checking for now? He's miles onside there. Oh, they're checking for this one here. Again, there's 2 tight offside calls. Again, it looks onside for me. Both of them look onside. You see, this is my problem that I have, guys, with VAR, because they right now look onside, and I feel like they're looking for a reason to disallow this Fulham goal. There's nothing wrong with the goal. We're taking 4-5 minutes to make a decision to see if the goal should stand or not. If we're looking at tight calls, there's got to be a bit of leeway. There has to be a bit of leeway on all of this. You go with the on-field decision. Tight calls. For me, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, goal given. Why has it taken 4 minutes nearly to come to that conclusion? And I think Fulham will feel frustrated about that because then 4 minutes has taken some of their momentum away. So, a big 15 minutes coming up here for Man City. City have got some work to do. This Fulham side's not really tired. Which, you know, they had a big game against Spurs at the weekend that's taken a lot of energy, yet they're still going. I think Fulham have made a change, yeah. Emile Smith-Rowe's come off. I think it's King that's come on, yeah. Oh, Kusiaser's come on as well for Jimenez. So, fresh legs. Fulham clearly feeling like fresh legs is the way to go. And get them into attack and try and make things happen. I'm surprised to see City aren't putting a bit of a response from the bench out there as well. Oh, right, 14 minutes. Try and see this job out. Dangerous scorelines, these 2 goal cushions. Dangerous scorelines. They have a crazy game. You get them. Wilfred Boney. Now, he was signed for a player that was in form. So, yeah. That's a corner. A corner for Fulham. Look, they say they're well up for this. The City have got to be careful. City have got to be really careful here. Really careful. It just takes another goal and all of a sudden you're in for a massive grandstand finish. And, you know, there's 13 minutes still to go. It's not like we're looking at the last minute or two here. There's loads of time left in this game. Loads of time. Corner comes in. Keeper gets a fist onto it. Edge of the penalty area. It's 5-4. What are Manchester City doing? City have got no grip on this right now. No grip at all. They're all just shouting and blaming each other. No accountability. You shouldn't be conceding 4 goals in a game. It should not be happening. All the momentum now is with Fulham. All of the momentum. And this City team now, again, it's just they concede, the heads start to go, the heads drop. There's a bit of wrestling going on in the penalty area, but nothing more. Keeper gets a strong hand onto it, falls to the edge of the penalty area. There's no blocks coming in. Why is there no blocks coming in? Not closing down on the edge of the penalty area. Is that 3 of the 4 goals coming from that same situation? I think one of the biggest problems you've got is Man City just haven't really touched the ball since they've scored 5. They've not touched the ball and had control and dictate the pace of the game. Slow the game down. You buy the 3 kicks. You get Fulham frustrated, and you do what's needed to do. So, how's the nerves? We've got 11 minutes. Again, it's what I was saying in the first half. You've got to just try and slow the tempo down. Eat through a couple of minutes. Right now, Fulham are up ahead of steam. You buy a couple of free kicks, and you got to manage the situation. So City have got themselves a throw-in. You know, you take your time, you keep them pinned in, you get your throw-in, see if you can get a free kick. There's a situation we shouldn't be in. As Taylor correctly says, you're 5-1 up. The job's done. This will be a bigger bottle than the Feyenoord game. So, obviously, City have still got the frailties here. Lots of fresh legs from Fulham on there. It's a poor touch. Is that John Stones? A poor touch. Ruben Dias gets hold of that. Josko Gvardiol can put his foot through it. It's a poor clearance, though. Here's Nunes stepping forward. He does well just to win the ball. Again, find the space. This is what City should have been doing, though. This is what Man City should have been doing at 5-1. Find the space, buy the 3 kicks, burn the clock down. It shouldn't need this game to go within 1 goal for Man City to start to look towards trying to burn the clock. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, please do leave a thumbs up. We are 27 likes away from 100, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Phil Foden just walking gingerly. Everton have just scored a goal. Jack Grealish with the goal. As Harry Wilson's going to come off. I think this is Fulham's final change. Looking for all them fresh legs in attack to try and make things happen. So I wonder how long it'll be before City start to look to try and get some fresh legs at the back. They're going to bring Rayan Cherki on. It's going to be Tijjani Reijnders coming off. So they're going to put Phil Foden into midfield here. I think Rayan Cherki is going to go out wide. So Tijjani Reijnders is going to come off. I think City are just looking for a bit of ball retention as a way to try and eat away at the clock. Is what City are going to try and do. So, big few minutes coming up. So, confirmation of them changes. So, it's Kevin. Just Kevin. He comes on for Fulham. Can't help but feel like there's maybe a couple more goals in this game, and I don't feel comfortable unless City can grab a 6. As Cherki nearly makes the interception twice. Fulham just trying to look for the space. Here's Bassi. Goes back to Andersen. Nana, thanks for tuning in. I don't think Pep will leave in the summer. I think he'll see his contract out. I don't think he'll sign a new contract as Fulham go with a direct ball forward. And causes City all kinds of problems, these long balls forward. In the end, Gvardiol couldn't get his head onto it, but there's too much on it and Donnarumma can pick up the ball. And I do feel like there's a bit of suspect there of Josko Gvardiol at the back. I feel like City are really missing just the protection in front of defence. And since Nico G's gone off, they've missed that protection. The frailties have been there all game, even with Nico G on the pitch. That's not the best of touches. Again, Fulham are up ahead of steam here. So City have just got to... they want a penalty here, Fulham. Not a penalty for me. They're coming together. Referee says goal kick. Referee just wants to hold it up so VAR can have a look at it. But it's coming together. Nothing more. I mean, to be fair, is that... Who's that? Is that Kevin going down? He's already on his way down before he gets any contact from Nico O'Reilly. So, not a penalty. So, play can continue. The clock continues to just burn down. This is what City have got to do, the game management. They could do with getting hold of the football and having a bit of possession and knocking the ball around. They send one long ball forward and, Fulham get the ball back. It's not the way to be. You've got to try and get possession of that football. Get Fulham pinned back. Midfield is the problem. They're controlling midfield. It's Fulham are just cutting out the midfield and just sending the long balls forward. And City are just looking stretched. As King gets a corner for Fulham. So more defending to do. I don't know why that Fulham fan just picked up the ball and looked to delay the game, frustrating their own players. So some defending to do here on the set piece. And City's defending of the set pieces haven't been very good. They get the initial clearance, it falls to the edge of the penalty area, and then they concede. So this is a big moment. Corner comes in. Donnarumma gets a fist onto it. This time Savinho does take a touch, and there is deemed to be a foul on Donnarumma, which I'm sure Donnarumma will be happy about. We burn away more of the clock. 5 minutes it is then. 22 likes to go, guys. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. Clock going very slowly for Manchester City here. Very slowly. Fulham have had all the momentum in the second half. It's Leeds 2.0. It's all about the momentum. City's struggling with second half momentum. And we scored a couple of early goals in the second half, and yet we still struggled with the momentum and the pace of the game, as Donnarumma takes a big risk to take a sidestep. And yeah, it's just been one of them crazy games of football. I think it'll go down as a Premier League classic is what we're watching here. It's a Premier League classic. I'm just hoping it's not going to be one of them games that people are going to come back to as that game that Man City were 5-1 up in and blew it. I'm hoping we can just see the game out. Bernardo Silva there, using his experience, just helps tick off more of the clock, gets a free kick inside the Fulham half. It gets more frustrating for them. Fulham are running purely on adrenaline here. They'll be feeling the fatigue from the last game against Tottenham Hotspur. They'll be running on adrenaline. Long ball forward here from City. It's a good ball forward to Cherki. That's good. Here's Bernardo Silva. Gets a shove in the back. Plays his pass forward looking for Cherki. Can't find him. Has a second bite at it. Again, it's dispossessed there. Bassi, it's not great defending from Fulham. Fulham will go look for the long ball forward because they're under pressure. City's looking to try and put the squeeze on him. John Stones, King's got the run of him here, so Fulham get the possession. Stones takes the touch. Fulham choose to keep it in play. Not the best of passes. Still managed to be kept in. Foden can't make the interception. The shot comes in and it's high and it's wide there from Fulham. City's defending at times has just been abysmal. It's like the nervous to make a challenge. You know, John Stones there just basically encouraging Fulham to take the shot. It's almost as a, you know, like a situation of, you know, I don't think you're capable of scoring from there. So I'm going to back off and let you have the shot on your left foot. Chukwueze's already grabbed a couple of goals today. You don't back off him. Don't let him have that shot. Again, City with the goal kick, just send it forward to no one in particular. You know, Fulham are doing really well just to keep these balls in play. It's an excellent challenge there from Josko Gvardiol. Now, City's response since this game's gone 5-4 has been very good. Why didn't we do this at 5-1 or 5-2? And we'd have coasted this game. You know, I get the 5-1 and, you know, you're 4 goals up in the game. You can start to coast it. But at 5-2, you've got to just knuckle down and say, right, no more, we're done. We go sensible. Why 5-3 you do it? Why is it taking City to get to 5-4 to then look to try and get to grips on this game? At the moment, there's going to be a lot of minutes added on here because there's been a lot of goals, there's been a lot of substitutions, and there's been obviously a long VAR check. So there's probably going to be north of 8 minutes added on here. I know one thing that can kill this game, guys. Make it 6-4. Game's done. City looking to try and get their own corner here. O'Reilly looks like he's going to get dispossessed. Brings down Sanderberg, and that's going to be a free kick. O'Reilly's gone down. Free kick was never there. Fulham will look to try and get this one forward. I mean, they've got players out of position there, Fulham, and I'm not surprised to see them get dispossessed there. Not surprised at all. Nico O'Reilly's looking hurt. He's continued just to dip to his feet. It's gone out for a throw-in. I think Man City have claimed they've put the throw-in out so the player can receive treatment. So it'll be interesting to see if Fulham give the ball back here. I have a feeling Fulham aren't going to give the ball back. Now, to give them credit, they did. You know, I'll applaud that from Fulham. They do give the ball back. I weren't expecting them to, so... Yeah, 8 minutes. Not a surprise to see 8 minutes. All the substitutions that's been made. There was a 5-minute VAR check for one of Fulham's goals. And obviously all the goals that have been scored, the substitutions and the VAR check, I'm not surprised to see 8 minutes. I said it'd be north of 8 minutes, so yeah. Here's Fulham coming forward, cross into the box. Header should be won by City. Floats to the back post. It's not a good ball in from Fulham. They keep it alive. It will be volleyed clear from City. Fulham then got City pinned in. We've got 7.5 minutes to try and see out as we're now 19 likes, guys, away from 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well. That would be great. So this is going to be City under pressure, I take it, for the next 8 minutes. We need 3 points. Although we could wrap it up here. Savinho, he claims he's fouled and it's not for me. Not for me. City do well just to win the ball back. Fulham starting to make mistakes, so the game's starting to open up. City just game management. Who was it that just put game management? Carefree Lenny. He knows what he's on about. Game management. Manage this game. You want to go for goal, wait for the space to open up. When Fulham are getting players back, you do what City are doing now. You knock the ball around. Be good on your distribution. Not pinging a ball 40 yards and it's not pinpoint accurate that it goes out of play for a throw into Fulham. I'd like to see City press Fulham a little bit more. Giving Fulham a bit too much space for my liking. Get it from their own edge of the penalty area to the edge of City's half. Inside 2 passes because City have backed off. That's not what I want to see. Here's Kevin up against Matheus Nunes. He does well. He gets pushed. Referee, and free kick given. Fulham not happy about it, but there was a push in there. It is the same Odin with Savinho, isn't it? It's very much a case where, you know, when it rains, it pours. Everything just seems to go wrong. At the moment, Savinho just doesn't seem like his head's in it, and he just seems off the pace, which is why I'm amazed he's got 27 minutes here. He's just off the pace. You can't afford, in a competitive Premier League game, no matter what the score is, for a player to be off the pace. You can't afford to be carrying a player in a team. You need your 11 players on the pitch pulling the weight. You need it. What's even worse is we had a chance here to coast at 5-1, start preserving some energy and saving legs ahead of what's going to be a real physical game of football at the weekend against Sunderland. Oh, chance here for City to kill it off. Surely they're going to kill it off here. Oh, Josko Gvardiol can't kill it off. That was a big chance for City. A big, big chance. Rayan Cherki. And, you know, Rayan Cherki is making things happen out there. Cherki's making things happen. On the plus side, guys, City have managed to navigate their way through the first 3 minutes of added time. So we're looking at 5 minutes remaining. And they get themselves a throw in as well. Again, just slow this game down. As Josko Gvardiol says, just use your head. Use your head. Manage the game. Use your head. Gvardiol should score there for me. He's on his weaker right foot, but he should score there for me. And that's going to be a free kick for Fulham. Get a throw in the end, and Rayan Cherki just boosts that ball. It's going to be a yellow card for kicking the ball away. A pointless yellow card, that, from Rayan Cherki. Doesn't need to do that. First yellow card of the season, so you can forgive him for doing it. Doesn't really waste much time, and it all just gets added on at the end anyway. So we're halfway through added time, through the first 4 minutes. We've got 4 minutes then, guys, to try and see out here. And see if we can pick up a win. Yeah. Long ball forward from Fulham. They get it to the edge of the penalty area. Can they get a ball in the box? That's the question. City have got everybody back. There's a big long line of black shirts there. Matheus Nunes can't stop the player, and the ball gets cut across, and that was dangerous. In the end, thankfully, it's to nobody in particular, and Savinho just runs forward and loses the ball. You just got to get rid of it for me. You've got to get rid of this ball. Here's Cherki trying to slow this game. It'd be nice to see a substitution or two being made as well. Try and take some momentum away. Cherki, I think he's got a free kick. Rayan Cherki gets a free kick there for City. It's a late challenge. And would you believe it? You remember that penalty decision that weren't given to City at St James's Park? Cherki plays a pass forward. The pass is inaccurate, very heavy. City aren't getting on the end of it. But there's a follow-through. And the referee says free kick. It's the exact same as that situation with Phil Foden in the penalty area. The exact same, guys. The exact same. Doesn't matter if the ball's been kicked away after it. If you're challenging for the ball, you miss the ball and you take the man, it's a foul. Just like that one on Cherki. Anyway, killed another minute. I imagine this minute's going to get added on. 2 minutes then, plus whatever the referee wants to add on from there. Nathan Ake is going to come on. So this is now City just saying, we're done. Phil Foden's coming off. He's had a good game today for City. And Nathan Ake is going to come on. Can we see it out? Can we see it out? City just send the ball forward, looking for Rayan Cherki. Fulham get hold of the ball. Here's Fulham coming forward then. This is where the danger is. City just backing off. Again, just backing off. You can't afford to keep backing off. It's another good pinpoint accurate long ball forward from Fulham, and it turns defence into attack. Again, you just got loads of bodies in defence for City. Can Fulham find something? Can they find something? Can they find something? It's a great, great clearance. I mean, it's Josko Gvardiol on the back post. I don't know who it was with the effort. Donnarumma was beat. And Josko Gvardiol's there at the back post just to get that one clear. How important could that be? City just hanging on there, dinks it over the keeper, and, you know, I don't know who it was. I'm not sure if it was King or Kevin, I don't know. Right, we're through the 8 minutes, guys. We're through the 8 minutes. I think there's going to be another minute here. So more defending, more defending. Feel free to make the whistle sounds. Feel free to make the whistle sounds at home. We want the final whistle. Ball gets sent forward. It's to the back post. It's kept in. Fulham have managed to get hold of the ball. You know, I know. You know, this has been a crazy game. Fulham have done so well. Are they going to get a corner? They get a shot. They get a shot and it's out. It's a corner. Oh, my word. Look, my hands like... My hands are... Oh, my word. Right. We've got to defend this. It's all come down to this. We've got to defend this. Ball comes in. Chested clear by Nunes. Whacked clear. And the final whistle. Oh, my word. How to make hard work of something that should be so easy. It's Leeds 2.0. It's making hard work of a game that you shouldn't be making hard work of. I think, you know, if City coast this out and you win this game by 5-1, you sit here with your feet up saying City are back. I think I'm going to give City credit. Clinical today. Could have been even more clinical. Could have been 7 or 8. They defended them final 10 minutes well. Because that weren't easy. Wasn't easy for Man City to do that. And it's all smiles because it's not gone wrong and we've got the 3 points. But the warning signs were there against Leeds. The warning signs were there in this game as well. And if we aren't careful, we're going to get stung sooner rather than later. So it's a huge 3 points. We've scored 5 goals. We defended well the final 10 minutes of the game and the final, 8 minutes of added time in the final 10 minutes. We did well for that. Taylor, that's crazy. 9 shots on target, coming away with 9 goals because the Doku one was deemed off target, so it's gone into the back of the net. But it's all smiles. And end of the day, you're going to look back at this game and you're going to say City picked up 3 points. You know, it's done and dusted. But defensively, City well off it. You can't be conceding 4 goals in a game. It cannot happen. It must not happen, and it can't happen again. Premier League classic there. It's like the City Spurs game that finished 3-3 at that time, and I said we're dealing here with Premier League classics, and you get these games from time to time. They're just crazy games that just defies absolute logic. And I think that's what we've dealt with today. And I'm pleased to say, guys, we're on the winning end of a Premier League classic. And, that was a very enjoyable game. And I want to say a massive respect to Fulham. 5-1 down. They never gave up. They kept going. They kept going and kept going and kept going. Played some good football. Put their opportunities away. Like City just defensively looked off it at the back. And because of that, we've ended up with both sides being very clinical, and it's ended up creating a very entertaining game of football. It'd have been very entertaining for the neutrals, and I imagine them neutrals that say watching Man City are boring aren't going to be piping up this evening, because that was a very entertaining game of football today. I didn't enjoy it one bit. I was a bag of nerves at the end. My hands were shaking. It were just, bag of nerves. It was a privilege covering that, guys. And trust me, I would really like this to be a 100 like live stream, because I think probably this game more than any other that I've done as a live stream, I think deserves to be a 100 like live stream. It's been a Premier League classic. An absolute Premier League classic. And I think that's my summary for this match. Premier League classic. Comes down to that. Anything goes. Ding dong battle. City have been clinical. Fulham have been clinical. Defensively, both sides pretty poor. We ended up coming out on top. And, disappointing to go 5-1 up and it goes 5-4. But, if I said this game goes 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, and Man City win it 5-4, we're all sitting here saying, what a show of character, what a win for Man City. But because of the way that we've won, it causes the concern. And the concern is rightfully there, in my opinion. However, 3 points is 3 points and a win is a win. Use that now. Back-to-back wins. After back-to-back losses, we've responded. We're back to winning ways in the Premier League away from home. We've got a big game against Sunderland, and at this moment in time, in this part of the season, it's any which way to win. And we've done that. Just about. Though all the concerns that everyone's expressed, I think, are very legit. Privilege covering that game. And Fulham, I respect them. I really do. I really respect them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I think I'm going to be at the Etihad for City's game against Sunderland on Saturday. So, unfortunately, I won't be back with a live watch-along on Saturday to cover that game, but I will be back next midweek for City's game against Real Madrid, which, if we play like we did today, we're going to get absolutely annihilated at the Bernabeu, by the way. Taking on Real Madrid, that'll be the next live watch-along. Do stick around for that. Don't forget to subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Social media links are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos. or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. We're now into the nervous 90s. 10 likes to go. Let's have a big push whilst I do this outro. See if we can hit 100 likes. I'd love 100 likes for this live stream. So any help towards that would be great. 10 to go. Can we make it happen? I hope so. And also don't forget as well, you're watching this after the stream, get your thoughts in the comments below. Whilst we're live for the next minute or so, do get your thoughts as well in the live chat. Foot Tomato, thanks for tuning in, says we do need to sort our defence out. I agree. He says, I love Nunes on the ball, but he isn't physically there, and O'Reilly needs to develop a proper right foot. Again, I agree. Nothing to disagree with there. I do think City need to tighten up defensively. I don't think there's enough support, especially once Nico G went off the field. I think I'd love to see it when Rodri's fully fit. A double pivot of Rodri and Nico G. I think that'd help solidify things in the centre. But I do definitely think fullbacks is something that City do need to have a good look at. I like Nico O'Reilly. He's great getting forward. I like that Rayan Ait-Nouri, the backup there as well, a real good player too. However, both like to get forward, both like to attack. Same with Matheus Nunes. I'd like to see more defensive-minded defenders helping City to defend, especially if we're trying to defend a lead. I'd have liked to have seen the likes of Khusanov getting more minutes and seeing what they're capable of, but that's just me. That's just me. But yeah, thank you very much for getting your thoughts there. It's much appreciated. Todd, thanks for tuning in. Says, Guardiola lost control of the team long ago. Several players dramatically underperforming every week, but Guardiola is responsible. Pep is responsible for selecting the team. I'd love to know, but I like opinion, so I don't mind people having a difference of opinion. I'd like to dig a little deeper into your comments there have lost control of the team. What do you mean lost control of the team? I'd like you to elaborate on that. Todd does say City's back for championship level, but I think Josko Gvardiol, Ruben Dias are far beyond championship level in my opinion. Far beyond. I do think we do have a right to be a bit concerned about the fullback side of things. We've never properly replaced Kyle Walker, and we have fullbacks who like to get forward, but defensively not great, and you can't keep conceding 2, 3, 4 goals in a game and expecting to win games. So, yeah. Robin, thanks for tuning in. It'd be great to have Rodri back ASAP. So, yeah. Taylor says, Pep haters are morons. We're second place. We're never winning every trophy every year. It's a legit point. It is a legit point. Big fan of Pep. Big fan of everything that he's achieved, and you know, I've said before, I'll say it again. Pep won't ever be sacked as Man City's manager. He doesn't deserve to be sacked. Everything that he's helped Man City to achieve has been nothing short of sensational, and he deserves to be given the time to help to sort things out for City. And I think it's also important to remember that, you know, this is still a transition year for City. There's a lot of players that have been brought in. There's a lot of players that have left in the summer. There's going to be more players that probably leave and be brought in the upcoming winter market. And we're probably looking at the same in the summer as well. You're probably looking at another 4 or 5 leaving, 4 or 5 arriving. So it's just going to take a bit of time to adapt and embed themselves in. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Julia, man of the match, Haaland, 100 goals. Fair enough. Doku, Foden, right up there for me as well. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, we're just 6 likes away from 100. Hopefully we can hit that in the post-production. I will see you for my match reaction up in the next hour. And next live watch-along will be up for you guys next week in City's game against Real Madrid. I think it's next Wednesday. So, I will see you then. So, I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching, guys. Take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and do stay tuned for my match reaction up in the next hour. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.